Okay, so we're here in Ferguson. Is it Ferguson or Fergus?
Fergus.
It's Fergus.
Yep.
And we're on a pilgrimage to Aiden. Well, for me, it's to see my sister Christine. And we're going to also see, there's Bobby there. You'd see yourself, just say hi.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Visvakarma as well. Haribo, Prabhupada, Jai, Ki Jai. Yes, Dargis, yes, please.
Yeah,
carry on.
and so we're on a journey.
Yeah.
And so, the ending place where we're going to be at will be in Sudbury. So, right now we're on our way to Wyerton. I'm not sure if we're going to see the groundhog, but...
yes, we are.
Oh, we're going to go and see the groundhog.
We're going to be staying, it's interesting you brought that up, Dargis. We're going to be staying in an apartment just behind where the Wyerton Willie is.
Okay, well, I didn't know that, so,
We're going to go there, and you're going to be able to film Wyerton Willie later this afternoon.
Brilliant. Well,
Part
Alessandra
of the journey.
Gabowski's back to the show. Gabowski's back to the show. Okay, so we're here. Wow, look at that. That's beautiful. Okay, so we're here. We're traveling on the highway, and it's actually quite beautiful. We're in corn country and other kind of stuff country, and here's my buddy's going to say something about the country, I guess, or something. So here, hold on.
Dargis, please. Okay, so we're north of Guelph. We just went through Guelph. I gave Dargis a tour of Guelph through the university as I went to the University of Guelph. So it was really a great experience to visit there today with my friend Dargis on our journey north to meet our other godbrother Drupada and spend the afternoon with him. And we're moving up north on Highway 6 all the way to Georgian Bay. And it's beautiful country, eh, Dargis?
Oh, absolutely.
It's Krishna's country. We've been talking about Krishna consciousness on the way, about the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, and our mission to go help our friend in hospital in Sudbury who suffered a massive heart attack on Monday, Visnutattva Prabhu. So we're going to take you on a journey, and it's going to be a transcendental experience that we're all going to be thanking Krishna for having, because life is about learning and becoming more self-realized.
Okay. Haribo.
Haribo. Okay. In a van with a group of devotees. We'd go along, if you just showed the streets here, we would chant along the street. All up and down. They're small, so we could keep going for hours. It would blow everyone's mind. They had no idea who we were, where we came from. We just got in a van. We decided we're going to go spread Sankirtan, the chanting of the holy name, according to Lord Chaitanya, to every town and village. So here, now we're getting to the end of the town. Right? So that's it. So the Sankirtan went on, and then we would leave. If the police came and they said, hey, you can't do this, we'd say, okay, we're going to leave town. We just get in the van and go to the next town. That was it. Simple. When we got
Okay, so we've arrived in Wyerton,
Hare Krishna.
and that was a really nice trip, wasn't it?
It went smooth. I'm glad. How'd you find the scenery?
The scenery was absolutely fantastic. Lots of corn.
It was a corny trip.
It's a corny trip. And it's just going to get cornier. Yay!
We're in Wyerton, and now Dargis is going to make his way down to the park, to the lake, and to see Wyerton Willie while we wait for Drupada.
And it's true. Wyerton Willie's place is just right there.
There it is.
Oh, brilliant. Right by the liquor store. Oh. Alisela Gabovski's back to the show. Okay, so we're here. It's nighttime. We've just seen a bunch. Oh yeah, that's right, morning time.
Morning time, very early.
And we've just watched a few cars go by in the line. They're getting ready to get on the ferry. We're about an hour away. And so, what do you have to say about that?
We're on a journey to our friend in Sudbury is suffering from a massive heart attack. We're going to go there, our group, Dargis, myself, and Drupada, and we're going to chant and read from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the pastimes of the incarnation of Krishna as Lord Chaitanya. So we're going to take our ride up the road here. It's going to be about an hour and 15 minutes, get on the ferry for another 2 hours, and then we'll be driving and then on our way. So good morning, everyone, and Hare Krishna.
Alisela Gabovski's back to the show. So we're here, and this is the standby unit where we're standing by. Take a look. We're in Tobamori. It's a beautiful morning, and this is what it looks like. Now, when it comes to not having a reservation, you need to go standby. Alisela Gabovski's back to the show.
Okay, I forgot all my long sleeve shirts in Hamilton. So I'm wearing Drupada's jacket. It doesn't really fit, but we're on the boat. We're getting going to Sudbury to see Visnutattva. Hare Krishna.
Want to say something, Drupada?
Hello, good morning.
So this is the view from the top deck of the Chichon. Okay. I see. Okay. So,
as the dawning instructions for life jackets. Bienvenue à bord de traversée Chiquimar. Nous serons au départ en quelques instants. Une vidéo de sécurité sera jouée dans une variété de...
Madhavendra Puri became greatly ashamed when he desired to taste the sweetness. And he immediately began to think of Lord Vishnu. While he was thus thinking of Lord Vishnu, the offering was completed and the arti ceremony began. After the arti was finished, Madhavendra Puri offered his obeisances to the deity and then left the temple. He did not say anything more to anyone. Sri Madhavendra Puri avoided begging. He was completely unattached, indifferent to material things. If without his begging someone offered him some food, he would not eat. Otherwise, he would fast. This is the Paramahansa stage, the highest stage for a sannyasi. A sannyasi can beg from door to door just to collect food, but a Paramahansa who has taken avyachita vritti or ajagara vritti does not ask anyone for food. If someone offers him food voluntarily, he eats. Avachita vritti means becoming accustomed to refrain from begging, and ajagara vritti indicates one who is compared to a python, the big snake that makes no effort to acquire food, but rather allows food to come automatically within its mouth. In other words, a Paramahansa simply engages exclusively in the service of the Lord. So remember this, everybody. We are Vaishnavas. We're not Brahmins, we're not Kshatriyas, we're Vaishnavas. Vaishnava is unique because a Vaishnava is simply a servant of Krishna. And that is the highest position in the material world, is to become the servant of Krishna. Everyone is serving. Their wife is serving the husband. The children are being served by the mother. The workers serving the employer. And then in the mind, one is serving the senses. Oh, I've got to have this food. I must have this drink. I must have this. I've got to have this car. But real service begins when one understands, I'm the servant of Krishna. That is it. Prabhupada said to me in my initiation, I was initiated in Detroit in 1971. So when I came up in front of Prabhupada looked at me. He said, your name is Visvakarma. Everybody in the room, oh, there was a big cheer. Oh, Visvakarma. I had never heard the name Visvakarma before. I'd only read the Gita. Prabhupada said, but you should not think that you are the chief engineer. You should think you're the servant of the servant of the servant of the chief engineer. This way you'll become great, Visvakarma. So the Vaishnava is always serving. This is our job. Like coming today, this is devotional service for all of us. We're here to be with the devotee so that he can have the association. In case he might leave, then we're here for him. He's going back to Godhead. I should tell all of you this story. Last week, now Visnutattva has been, I've been speaking to Visnutattva every week for another, say, a year and a half. So he calls me every 2 days, 3 days. We speak for 1 to 2 hours on the phone. The last time I spoke to him, before he had this, I hadn't heard from him. See, so I was wondering, what happened to Visnutattva? The last time I talked to him, he said to me, I'm ready to go back to Godhead. Told me that.
He told me that too the same day.
He told me I'm ready to go. I said, you're in a good space. I told him, just stay with your wife, just stay in Elliott Lake, just keep chanting your rounds, you're in a good space. And we're associating regularly. So Visnutattva is a Prabhupada fanatic. His whole life is Prabhupada. Ever since he got to go to India and be with Prabhupada and in Visvakarma, since then, is only one person in his life. Yeah, it's Prabhupada's focus. So when we have Prabhupada's focus in our life, then we're ready to go back to Godhead, period. And death will come, and then you start over again right away. Boom, boom, boom. So, you know, today is a special day for all of us, as we're getting a chance to help our God brother find his path back to Godhead. Whether he goes today, tomorrow, next year, 10 years, maybe he'll live another 20 years, still the preparation.
Going on.
Yeah, we're preparing to leave. How is that? How's the meeting? Huh?
One.
Good morning, everyone. Hare Krishna. We're now back in Wyerton, continuing our journey. We're returning from Sudbury, where we met our God brother Visnutattva at the hospital and read Chaitanya Charitamrita with him, chanted our japa. Now we're with Drupada in Wyerton, going out for a japa walk as we continue our journey up north, Dargis, Bobby, and Drupada, also known as Visvakarma.
And Krishna in our hearts. Hanahanji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay, we're out of here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Okay, so this is the Wyerton, Ontario train station and campground office. And here we have Wyerton Willie. And let's see if he's around. And I'm going to take a look at welcome to Wyerton, new home.
There might be a chance of the double rain.
And this is his home. And I guess he must be hiding. And so he gets to come out every once in a while, I guess.
Here's the home of Wyerton Willie. If you believe in Santa Claus, you can believe in Wyerton Willie. Hare Krishna.
And so there you go. The home of Wyerton Willie. Alasela Gabobski's back to the show. Okay, so this is the Wyerton, Ontario campground. Pull back a bit, and this is what we go into.
I wore it out.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Hare. Hey, they did it. I told the guy.
Right in the beginning of the spring, there was
They said no one could keep up with it. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
That I could say. Nobody can keep up with Prabhu.
Hey Ram, hey Ram. Okay, action. What you guys looking at?
He's looking at this structure here, created thousands of years ago. Thousands of years ago. This is the Niagara Escarpment, and we live on the Niagara Escarpment in Hamilton. This Niagara Escarpment comes all the way up to here. It's the same Niagara Escarpment, and we're on one of the subsidiary trails of the Bruce Trail, which goes all the way from Hamilton up to here.
Along with Highway 6.
Along with Highway 6.
It's right here too.
We just completed the whole trip on Highway 6, including the ferry. So it's been a really exciting adventure with all the three of us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And California.
Yeah.
Reflecting that he's got to have somebody to witness.
Yeah, like Visnutattva had yesterday. Visvakarma Dasa, like a little bee. Pretty cool. On his knees, like Washington.
Radhamadava still feeds him, boy. Spoon feeds him it.
Back to Godhead.
Hey, Mr. That was a good one, Bobby. My hiking boots. Okay, at least we got.
This is not fun.
Yeah, hang on. At least we get the segment. Put on a brave face.
So we're on the Bruce Trail here, as I mentioned, and it's really rocky. So instead of going up to the lighthouse, we're going to head back down over to the ashram, Drupada's ashram, and cook up some prasadam and have a kirtan. Hari Hari Bo.
And we'll put these lads in kayaks. They can come along here, like kayaks.
Okay, we'll try kayaking today. Have a big kirtan. I come in, I was super enthusiastic. We had the drums, my group. We started chanting, we had a big kirtan. We cooked it up. And then after the kirtan, the pujari went right up to Gopinath, took the garland off and came over, put it on me. I was like, I thought of, that's exactly what happened to Madhavendra Puri. Of course, we're not him, but we're still part of that pastime. I think quite a few people got that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Got out of the kayak at the dock there, and a couple of the boys were with me. Oh, Radhamadava was with me. And a guy is pulling his boat out of the water, and he's got his fish and that. So we go over and say Hare Krishna to him. He goes, "Oh, I was a director for CBC, and I went to your temple and interviewed you twice in the temple in Toronto, and he did documentaries."
Yeah.
And he lives right in Oxenden, right over there.
He's
Cadillac
retired.
Bill also did a movie on us, which is
Who?
Cadillac Bill. He's in Hamilton.
Cadillac.
When he was at Sheridan, he came and did a movie, but we have that movie. It's posted up on Hare Krishna Facebook Hamilton, but it's way in the past, years ago. I put it up because our
Too bad we didn't have Dargis with us like 50 years ago when we were walking
he's
around
here
chanting
now.
Hare
He's
Krishna.
learning.
In our adventures up in Sudbury, that would have been an epic movie in Sudbury with the 5 of us
Oh, yeah.
goons terrorizing the whole northern part.
That's the syndrome with Visnutattva and with Ben. They don't see themselves at their age. They don't get it. I tell Ben, you're 62, man. You're a broken man.
And they're thinking they're this body all of a sudden when they start working out.
Yeah. He's getting great footage. He's gonna have just a storehouse of footage.
This guy.
Okay. So here, how long has this building been vacant?
It appears to me about 5 to 10 years. You know, I've been coming up here for some years, and it's always sits here just destitute. It was a food market, and it's been shut down. They've moved it over, so this could become a Vedic center of knowledge. Put a temple room in, put a theater room in, have a prasadam hall, a restaurant, a bookstore, a clinic, health clinic, natural health clinic, residential quarters for everybody, a library. So lots of facility here to spread knowledge to people in general who are lost on the bodily concept of life. So let's see what Krishna arranges for our charity, Vedic Educational Society. But there's all kinds of facilities all over Ontario like this we may be able to get for Krishna service. Here we're going to keep going on the
Okay, so basically when I go like this, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Brother, isn't that magic? He's flying in a circle,
He's been here 5 minutes when I first
circumambulating the devotees.
When Prabhupada's temple in Vrindavan was being built, there was another temple going up called Pagal Baba's Mandir. And Pagal Baba means crazy man because he smoked cigarettes constantly. And cement and construction materials were all rationed by the government. So you had to get permits, especially for cement. It was very short. So we were, the whole time, 3 years of construction, we were competing with Pagal Baba for cement quotas. And his temple was straight up in the air, tall tower, 7 stories. And at each level, he'd have a different demigod or god or whatever. And on the very top, he'd have the Om symbol in a granite slab, cube. So that's sort of the concept of my shrine, my temple in my house.
So I'll explain it to you later about that.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so there you go. The next step is to go and check out the shrine and Alisela Gabowski's. Back to the show. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada ki.
So, in the kirtan,
Yes.
hold on there, we're going to check this out. So we've got the rice, we've got the, this is dal.
Dal, and we got the salad, and got some breads.
And so once we do kirtan, what is the significance of, bringing out the food and doing kirtan?
Okay. The idea of that is we're offering the food to Krishna before we eat it. And then by doing that, it becomes spiritualized. So prashadam means the mercy of Krishna. So when you take the prashadam, it purifies the material senses, makes them spiritualized. This way, you make advancement in spiritual life. No meat, fish, or eggs is used in the food, and we don't taste it or enjoy it before we offer it. And then after we offer it, we can enjoy it, just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enjoyed his feast when he was here on the planet 500 years ago. Hare Krishna.
So we're in Drupada's home. Hi, Drupada. And I'm just like, there's a bit of a temple here we talked about outside, and I'm just wondering if you could, explain to me a little bit about what you created here and the significance of it for you and the world, if you would so like to. Or
Sure.
just explain to me what it is.
It's pretty deep,
Oh, brilliant.
but the basic principle is, this is my humble little apartment, but we say my apartment, but everything belongs to the Lord ultimately. He is the creator, and Therefore, I have my Krishna. A devotee is to engage, part of the process is to engage in worship of a deity, of Krishna, or worship of the spiritual master. So, this is my little temple. The apartment is so small that I've gone vertical rather than in a large temple, usually horizontal. So I've gone vertical. And the philosophy is vertical, so we'll explain that. But this is my Krishna. But this place, this whole material world belongs to the Lord. So a temple means this is his house. So in my apartment here, this is his room. And just like you or I, we have to eat and drink. So taking care, or if you have a pet dog, and you're taking care of your dog like you're a servant, you have to provide all the necessities of life. So for your Krishna, you have to supply the necessities of life. So the first thing is water. You should have cups of water and a supply of water, therefore, and that's the very minimum. Just like in a human existence, you can't survive without water. So I've taught my other friends, the minimum you do if you keep Krishna in your house is you have to supply the necessities of life. You have to give him water and nice foodstuffs and nice drinks, and you share with him what you're having at your house. But you give it to him first, you offer it to him. You were asking us earlier about what prasadam is. So prasadam is that food. We offer it to our Krishna, my Krishna first, and then you take the remnants, which are transformed mentally, spiritually, in your mind. They're transformed into a spiritual food. It's not my food, it's remnants from the Lord. It's spiritual food. So that is the process of deity worship, and you can get very intricate. Just like you have a bathroom there, and you have a shower every day, and you clean yourself. So you, here or in India, in these temples, they're the house of the Lord. Just like they say a church on the corner, that's where the Lord lives. That's where the house of the Lord. So they perform intricate worship with opulent food, and they distribute to everybody, and they bathe the deity in milks and yogurts and ghees and all kinds of expensive, nice preparations. And they'll bathe him in flowers, beautiful flowers, and everything that you can find. So we were just talking about, you can offer 7 times a day in the big temple. You offer incense, for instance. And there's mantras. To offer this, you sing Swapakasha Mahateja Sarvakasya Yurapaha Savyabhyantara Yojir Dipoyam Pandiyatam. Swapakasha Mahateja. That is actually the mantra for a light, for a lamp, ghee lamp. And I'm trying to remember the mantra for doop, nice smelling things. It's a bit different. Whatever, there's so many processes, it keeps you out of trouble, it keeps you busy during the day if you do some puja, some worship. And you give everything you have, anything nice. When you fall in love with a girl or you have a partner, you want to give them nice presents and dress them nicely. And so we want to worship the Lord just like we would our first love in the world. So we'll give them all the nice things that they like. Not so, these things might be a bit foreign to us, but the scripture tells us that this is what the Lord likes. So we, and just like your grandchildren or your lover or whatever, you don't give them something that they've already told you they don't like to eat. Like Dargis doesn't like to eat dairy products, so we don't give him, or else it's an insult. So the scriptures tell us what Krishna likes, so we offer. So here, you begin with the disciplic succession, and you go up. So this is the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. They tell us to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And then you go our spiritual master. This is disciplic succession, coming from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and becoming from Krishna earlier than that, and to our present day, our spiritual master. And these are the 6 the Rupa and Sanatan Goswami of Vrindavan, and there's the rest of them, the Panchatattva with Lord Chaitanya and all his associates. So this is my meditation, is always to go to succession. And I have a special, this is called Sringhasana, a seat, a throne, and I put my spiritual master on it because I want him to have the best seat. So this came from Navadvip, from where Lord Chaitanya is. It's a brass Sringhasana, and it's 1974 or 5. So what is that, 40, 50 years ago I've had. And I love it because it's so authentic. And these are all things for worship. You worship using bell, because the arti ceremony, when you offer incense and flames and everything, it's called arti. It's called ceremony of the bells. So everybody rings a bell, and that's why it's called arti. So you offer first to your spiritual master. He accepts the offering of water, food, whatever you offer. Then he offers it to the Lord, because we're not qualified to offer directly. We serve our spiritual master in worshiping the Lord. You see? And so we're servant of a servant of a servant. We're worshiping the deity through our spiritual master. But we're actually getting the mercy of being able to touch and wash and bathe and sing to the deity, worship the deity. Now Krishna always has a peacock feather. That makes him different from anybody else. Krishna has to have a peacock feather. So the peacock is friendly to Krishna. And I have woolen peacocks here to remind me of Vrindavan. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is worshipping his Lord. He has to be there. And then we're going higher. This is a picture of Kaliya Krishna, and this is the deity of Kaliya Krishna. He is a young boy, and he is dancing on this super dangerous poisonous snake that was threatening all the people of the village, and they look for him to protect them, so he protects everybody in the village from all the different things that might befall them that might cause trouble. So there's so many different stories of Krishna. He's called Kaliya Krishna here. So many stories of Krishna protecting his devotees. And that's my Krishna I worship. I don't relate to Radha Krishna, they're too high, but that's how you go higher. This is Gopal Krishna. He's Krishna playing his flute in Vrindavan. There's a peacock right there with him. He's got his peacock feather. And then here he is with his cows on the way to Krishna. And this is my Krishna from Vrindavan, Krishna Balaram, his brother, Krishna with his brother. And then the highest form of worship of Krishna is Krishna in Vrindavan with Radharani. So that's why I have them at the very top. And his cows, he's known as Govinda because he protects not only the people and the villagers and all his gopi girlfriends, but the cows are really important to him, and he protects them. And so they're right at the very top. But a devotee, he is supposed to come all the way down here and just meditate on service to the spiritual master and assist the spiritual master in all this worship. And if we pretend that we understand it all and we love Krishna like that, we're in illusion. We're in Maya. Oh, you want, that's Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is totally in the mood of Radha and Krishna. He is Radha Krishna Nayanya. They're non-different. They're combined in the body of Lord Chaitanya. That's why Visvakarma is reading Lord Chaitanya. This is in our temples sometimes we'll worship Nrsimha Dev, Nrsimha Bhagawan. He's also protecting the devotee just like Kaliya Krishna does, just like Govinda does. Krishna's always protecting his devotee. He vows to do that in Bhagavad Gita. So I like Lord Nrsimha Dev a lot because it works. He takes care of us. This is Lakshmi Nrsimha. This is Nrsimha Dev in Chaturdashi. This is in Mayapur, I believe, or Detroit, or New Brindavan, West Virginia. And Prahlad Nrsimha. Prahlad is a young boy. He's protected by Lord Nrsimha Dev. These are all pastimes. Here, Dargis over here. This is another part of my temple. I'll take out. This is called Das Avatar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Das means 10. So Dasa Avatar. Krishna is there. And Ram is there. Krishna is there with his flute. And these are all different avatars. There's Lord Nrsimha Dev and there's Varaha, there's Kurma, there's Matcha. They came at different times in different yugas. There's Lord Ram, there's Parasuram. So there's 10 different avatars. So they have to be there too. So they're just under Krishna's altar, different forms of Lord Krishna. So I see you have a candle burning here. Well, a lot of temples will have an eternal flame. Some of them have had the same flame burning for thousands of years, and they maintain it. And they're burning ghee or some special oils that are very fragrant and opulent, costly. And they keep an eternal flame. So sometimes in the West we see that some hero or some very important politician or something in India, they make an eternal flame, like in Ottawa in here. And so that's, all these traditions are coming from Vedic tradition, which is timeless, goes back thousands of years, tens of thousands of years, millions of years, the same tradition coming down. So all the things we do in the material world are just a reflection, a real meager reflection of what goes on in the spiritual world. I do see that you have a bit of a side to you with the monkeys. Oh, okay. This is actually part of our Gaudiya Sampradaya in Gaudiya Maths in India. They actually have these on the wall. Speak no evil, see no evil, hear no evil. So, in other words, you engage your senses in spiritual things, not in material things. That's brilliant. And can you tell me a little bit about... Oh, goodness. You got to get Visvakarma to talk. Visvakarma is Visvakarma Das. And Visvakarma, the architect of the demigods and of the universe, carved this deity of Lord Jagannath for a king, Prataparuja, and he was told, don't come and disturb me before I finish carving the form of Krishna. And it comes in three, like the monkeys. It comes the Krishna, Balaram, Subhadra, and Balaram, his brother. So he was carving these deities, and the king couldn't help himself. He wanted to see how they were coming on. So he entered the room and Visvakarma disappeared on him, left. He said, I told you not to come in and see till I was finished, and you've come, so I'm leaving. So this was the form of the deity that was left there. And they've been worshipped for so long now, since that time. The form hasn't changed. So Lord Jagannath goes on a cart, a Rath Yatra cart. All his devotees pull him in 3 different carts, big carts. They're almost like a house. And in Jagannath Puri in India, it's been going on for many centuries, this worship. And we see here, that's our Radha Krishna in Toronto. And this is another Radha Krishna. Krishna always has his flute and his peacock feathers and his Radharani, his favorite person, favorite girlfriend.
It's beautiful.
So they're in Toronto. This was 45 years ago when they first were put in the temple in Toronto. Now this is what they look like. 50 years later, they're still being worshipped, but even more nicely, even more beautifully. And this is me acting as a pujari, doing an arti many years ago when I had some hair.
Right on. And then of course you've got, keep going.
Let me show you the arti festival of the bells. I have so many bells. Here are some bells. They all sound differently. More bells. And I have some more. But I have 8 grandchildren, so if they come in, I've told them they have to ring the bells.
And you get yourself a chest of secrets here, back here. Right?
A what?
A chest of secrets back here.
Oh.
You don't have to pull it out. It's all good, unless you want to.
See, we have Radha Krishna everywhere. We had candle factory. We made candles for many years. There's a candle with the Radha and Krishna on it. This is from Nepal. My neighbor next door was from Nepal because he knew I was a devotee. He brought me a Radha Krishna. Oh. Now, I don't know why I keep them in a treasure truck, but I do. I guess I don't have any room, right?
Yes. Well,
and they're secret. Don't tell anybody.
We can edit. We can edit. You get a say in what you get to say.
Nobody's looking.
There we go. So we'll...
And because I spent 10 years in Vrindavan, this is my favorite, Krishna Balaram. His Krishna and his brother and the Radharani, gopis, the cows are there, everybody's there. And this is the Krishna Balaram of our spiritual master, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. His first self-purpose temple in India, the Krishna Balaram Mandir. This is Krishna and this is Balaram. It's called Krishna Balaram Mandir. Krishna and Balaram. So we're into Krishna Balaram. Big time. So I'm hoping once and if we get our church in Hamilton, everybody can come and live there.
And of course you've got the main man here.
That special painting just came to me from Vancouver side. All us old devotees are starting to die, and then what do you do with all these things? They're sacred to you. You give them to other devotees. So that's a hand painting by Vishnu, a devotee named Visnutattva Dasa. And this came from the same lady. Her name is Pajavali. And our friend Lynn Vancouver. She sent them to me from Pajavali. Pajavali wanted me to have. So it's like such a fabulous book, and it's just pictures and history of our spiritual master, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. There were only 3,000 of these books created. This is here. This is incense burning, and it's a beautiful picture there. Every picture is like a jewel. There's Balaram and Jagannath, and this is more like a temple. They go horizontal. I went vertical. So our Prabhupada, he taught us how to do deity worship and temple worship. And he performed it himself to show us how to do. So you always offer beautiful flowers, beautiful outfits, jewels, whatever you can get your hands on. Here's our Guru Maharaj, Prabhupada. He's worshipping Radha Londonishwara. These deities are now, they've been in London, England for the last 50 years.
Okay. Okay, so we're back with the book, and this is the photo index. And Drupada, if you'd be so kind as to pick out a few pictures, and what I'll zoom in on them. But if you...
Okay, right away I recognize a few. This is London, Bhaktivedanta Manor that Srila Prabhupada gave us. George Harrison gave to Srila Prabhupada, 1973, England. And my family and I spent many years in Bhaktivedanta Manor. So that's special. This is Prabhupada in Toronto. Visvakarma was the president, and Prabhupada was visiting. Should I show you the big picture?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, there's the one of Bhaktivedanta Manor. Prabhupada's with a young girl named Saraswati there. This is the manor that George Harrison gave to us at that point. This is Prabhupada at a school, one of their many schools. So I'm looking for page 60 here. Oh, this is favorite. Prabhupada's in the kitchen teaching everyone how to cook Indian style food that Krishna likes. So again, we eat according to what we think Krishna, or we know Krishna likes. We try and stick with traditional food. But he's very kind, he'll accept everything. This was Prabhupada's room in Vrindavan. My wife and I would come here every day and offer lunch in these rooms, and there's a deity of Prabhupada. This is hundreds of years old, this little room of his, and it's where all the saintly persons lived. Oh, I thought this picture was Toronto, but this is Los Angeles. But again, food is so important. Prabhupada is giving nice cookies to all these little children after every program in the morning, and after he lectured, he'd engage the kids that way by giving them some nice sweets. So my grandkids call me Candy. Every time they see me, they Candy, I think my name is Candy. So like that, the spiritual master, he knows how to get to a child's heart. This is our temple in Vrindavan, under construction in 1972-73. I arrived 75, the day they opened the temple, and I stayed there 10 years to do worship.
Wow,
so that's a history.
That's a heck of an experience.
So to see it before it was even finished, and now it's all up here, beautiful everywhere, all around. I don't even recognize it. When our spiritual master passed away, they built his samadhi. It's called a temple with his body in it, where he was buried. It's right here. It's marble, white marble, just beautiful thing. And the sacred rivers we talked about earlier, you come to the river, you put some on your head, then you take a bath, you become purified by the sacred waters. Prabhupada went around the world. This is the onion domes in Red Square in Moscow. I happened to get to go there after Prabhupada went. I've been in that building. And I was almost run over by the government vehicles came out of the Kremlin and I almost got run over. So I think of that was no, I came this close to being killed. Really. So our spiritual master known as Paramahansa. He's a spiritualized man. He's like the swan among men. Paramahansa. Hansa means swan. So, we're back at the index.
Okay, I'm just going to do this.
Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. He always signed all his letters, your ever well-wisher. So, best wishes to all of you. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so, wow, what a journey. What a journey that I just went through. I learned so much. And so, so this is what the temple was about that we were talking about. So, Alasela Gabovsky's back to the show.